Welcome to the final chapter of our three-part Sopranos crime family hierarchy breakdown. If you want the full picture of how Jersey's underworld rose and fell, make sure you've seen parts 1 and 2 first. Because understanding the Sopranos family tree isn't easy. It's like trying to map out a storm in the middle of it. The show doesn't give you a manual, it just drops you into the chaos of New Jersey, where one missed detail could cost you everything. And by the end of this episode, you'll know exactly what happened to Tony Soprano's crew and his own family after his demise. By the end of the series, Tony's crew gets some new faces. Perry Annunziata, his driver, who later gets beat down by Tony himself. They call him Penne Arrabbiata, like the spicy pasta. The nickname stuck after he nearly tossed another driver out of his car for cutting into Tony's convoy. Then there's Bert Gervasi, Carlo's cousin. He flips to the Lupertazis during the brawl with New York. For that betrayal, Silvio takes him out. No questions asked. And finally, Walden Belfiore. He shows up only briefly, but you never forget him. He's the guy who clips the Shah of Iran at a gas station in the finale. That hit puts a hard stop to the Sopranos Lupertazi war. But in this world, after such stops, few people live long. Fun fact, Salvatore's wife's maiden name is also Belfiore, so maybe she and Walden were family. Carrie DiBartolo teams up with Paulie to rob some Colombians. Quick scene, but unforgettable. During the heist, Paulie takes a knee to the nuts, and that phantom pain haunts him for seasons, like Mikey Palmice's ghost. Meanwhile, Christopher's moving up. He finally makes capo, gets it all. Status, respect, his own crew. But with it, his demons only grow louder. He's unstable, strung out, burning bridges with everyone close. Under him, Benny Fazio, Little Paulie, later Murmur, and Corky Caporale from Rehab. Murmur wasn't just a funny name. His real name was James Zancone, and he had a heart condition since childhood. A heart murmur, the doctors said. In the mob, once you get a nickname, it sticks to your coffin. Hovering around too, J.T. Dolan, the washed-up screenwriter junkie, half friend, half resource, ends up a corpse. And then Ahmed and Mohammed, the so-called Arabs, living in Brooklyn, hanging around the Bada Bing, knee-deep in Chris's credit card scams. Later, they start asking for guns, a Tech 9, to settle a family matter. When they show up with some bearded guys in Islamic robes, that makes Tony nervous. We also see Vic Caputo, who runs a chicken shop under the Soprano family's protection. Patsy Parisi and Bert Gervasi swing by for their envelopes, while Tony cracks jokes about the chicken and the egg. Later, he shuts the place down and flips it into yet another Jamba Juice. Bobby Bacala, meanwhile, levels up. After Junior shoots Tony and gets carted off to the psych ward, Paulie says Junior's territory now belongs to Bobby. Later, when Chris checks out to Pink Floyd and Silvio slips into a coma, Bobby becomes Tony's number 2. Quiet, loyal, underestimated, but deadly when pushed. Just remember his brawl with Tony after that train joke. Alongside Bobby, there's Anthony Maffei. First a soldier, later a captain in Bobby's crew. In one scene, they shake down an asbestos dump. John Stefano hands over a fat stack of cash. No envelope. When Bobby calls him out, Stefano says he's working with Ecuadorians and Poles. No union, no masks, but lots of profit.
Maffei points out they're killing themselves without masks. But Stefano shrugs. Unions eat the profit. Don't forget the Canadian pharmacist Bobby hustles with, running fake prescriptions, whining about his ex-son-in-law, hinting it'd be nice if the guy disappeared. And sure enough, the son-in-law disappears. Bobby makes it happen on Tony's orders. And of course, Carlo. In the final season, he flips to the feds, all because of his son, Jason Gervasi, who with Jason Parisi, tries running their own little crew. Parties, bookmaking, pushing dope. A cut of the money goes to Carlo, who passes it up to Tony. They're practically made men. But when both Jasons get busted on drug charges, Carlo cuts a deal to save his kid and becomes a rat. That's when the whole family starts to crack. The real threat isn't Phil Leotardo. It isn't New York. It's inside. Carlo flips, Silvio's in a coma, Christopher's in the ground. And the big question looms, what happens when Tony Soprano dies?
I've edited this whole video in under 90 minutes.
all thanks to Riverside.fm. It automatically cuts out silences, filler words, enhances audio, adds subtitles, creates vertical 9x16 clips for socials, and even detects how many speakers are in the recording. It can split one voice track into 3. Total no-brainer. Then you can export the whole thing straight into Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve with subtitles and everything. Now I'm editing my next one again using this. I grabbed the Pro plan, just $29 per month, and honestly, no regrets. And yes, there's a 14-day free trial. So check out the link in the description box and try Riverside out yourself now.
And with Tony dies his empire. Death, prison, betrayal. The 3 horsemen of the mafia, and each has now ridden through the DeMeo family. Paulie could have been next in line, but he's too wrapped up in his superstitions and routines. Patsy Parisi remains the last veteran still standing, but he doesn't reach for power. He just clings to survival. The deadliest blow comes from Carlo Gervasi. Not a bullet, not prison, a knife in the back. A capo who flips to the feds and betrays everyone. His testimony collapses the crew, buries the construction rackets, and sparks arrests in both Jersey and New York. From that moment, the family is finished. In New York, Butchie calmly consolidates power. Phil Leotardo is dead, and war isn't needed. Why bother? Jersey is headless. Tony's in the ground. All that's left is to keep the survivors quiet. New York grows stronger. Jersey fades into nothing. Silvio, even if he ever wakes up from his coma, will open his eyes to ruins. Everything he devoted himself to is already ash. His only path? Cut a deal, witness protection, a new passport, some cold exile in Norway. Do you agree with this forecast? Let us know in the comments.
Knock that shit off, please. I'm trying to think. Okay, boss.
Carmela, the boss's widow. Still in orbit, but never on the throne. Maybe she clings to her old comforts. Maybe she ends up selling Polish sausages at a supermarket counter, or even dabbling in crypto investments. Who knows? AJ collapses completely, broken by his father's death. Meadow stands at the crossroads, either a clean life as a lawyer, or marriage to Patsy's son, and a role as the mafia's in-house counsel. And I highly believe in the latter option. This is how dynasties die, in the quiet suffocation of betrayal and chaos. The diner bell rings, but no one looks up. The Sopranos are over. Hit that subscribe button, wise guys. The next Sopranos breakdown is on its way. In the meantime, check out our episode on how much money Tony Soprano really made. Want to support the channel? No problem. The link's right there on your screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.